Hi everyone, I'll be discussing naman about the constructive feedback strategies. But before we start, let me ask you something. Have you ever received a feedback that really helped you or discouraged you? Because feedback is really powerful. It can motivate or discourage you depending on how it's given. Today, we'll learn on how to give it constructively through written and oral feedback. But before we formally start a discussion, let me share with you our lesson objectives for today. After this lesson, you are expected to first, explain the meaning and importance of constructive feedback. Second, identify and apply the strategies in giving written and oral feedback in a positive and respectful way. These objectives will guide us throughout the discussion and help us understand how to give feedback that encourages learning and improvement. So first, we have to know what feedback really means. So the first bullet here is feedback means giving comments or reactions about a person's work or performance. So feedback is when we share what we feel or what we think about someone's work. It can be something that they did well or something that they need to improve pa. So the second bullet here is it can help learners know what they did well and what to improve. So feedback helps students to see their strengths and also the parts na kailangan nilang i-improve or kailangan pa nilang gawing better yung ginawa nila. So when we give feedback kasi, we guide students to see both their good points and yung mga areas na kailangan ng improvement. So next is constructive feedback. Constructive feedback is feedback that help learners grow. So here, the first bullet is kapag nagbibigay tayo ng constructive feedback, ang goal natin is to help learners grow. Hindi lang about siya sa pag-point out ng mga mistakes, kundi it's about guiding them kung paano yun improve or kung paano yun gawin ng better path kaysa nung dating gawa nila. The next bullet here focuses on strengths and suggestions. So when we give constructive feedback, we don't only talk about what they need to fix or improve. We only talk then yung mga nagawa nilang tama kasi this will make them feel encouraged and supported. So the third bullet here is given in a positive and respectful way. So how we say feedback matters a lot. Even if we want to correct something, we should say it in a nice and respectful way. So kapag gumagamit tayo ng calm tone and in a kind way, yung mga student will listen and feel motivated to do better. So next, we will talk about naman why constructive feedback is really important. So the first one here is encourages students to do better. So kapag magbibigay tayo ng feedback in a kind and helpful way, of course, ang ma-feel ng bata is encouragement to do better. Instead na maka-feel sila ng afraid to do mistakes, they feel more supported and motivated to keep learning. For example, here is if a teacher says you did a great job but you can still improve your introduction. So the student will feel inspired to fix it kasi yung comment ng teacher is positive and helpful. So the second one is builds confidence and motivation. So kapag yung teachers highlight kung ano yung nagawang tama ng students and nagbigay ng gentle advice, of course, they feel motivated to learn and of course, they feel encouraged to do better and kasi positive feedback motivates them to keep trying even kapag yung task is very hard sa kanila. So the third one here is helps track learning progress. So through feedback, teacher can check if yung student niya is naiintindihan talaga yung lesson while yung student can see their own growth. For example here, if a student's writing is nag-improve siya after several feedback sessions, it means yung feedback is working. So it helps both teacher and learner track progress and focus on areas that need more attention. The fourth one is strengthens communication between teacher and student. So feedback creates a good communication between the teacher and the student. So kapag yung teacher give feedback and the student responds, of course it opens up communication. So student feel that their teacher cares about their learning. Now let's have the two types of feedback. The first one is written feedback. It means feedback given through notes, comments, or messages about a student's work. So, written feedback is when we write our comments on students' paper, project or activity. It can be written on their notebook, test paper, or even sent as a message online. This kind of feedback helps students because they can read it carefully, think about it, and review it anytime they want. For example, if a teacher writes, "Good job," try to explain your answer in more detail next time. That's written feedback. It's clear, helpful, and easy to remember. So the first strategy is use clear and simple language. So it says here that we write comments that are easy to understand. So when giving written feedback, we use simple words so that yung student can easily understand to know what you mean. So yung mga complicated terms, they might confuse them. For example, here is instead of writing your argument lacks coherence, you might say na try to connect your ideas more clearly. It's direct and easy to follow. So the second one is begin with positive comments. So it says here that start with something that the students did well. It always good po kapag yung feedback is nag-start in a positive way. Kasi it encourages the student and they feel more appreciated kasi nakita nila yung effort niya. The third one here is be specific in your suggestion. So it says here na you give clear or exact advice kung ano yung kailangan niyang i-improve. Avoid yung mga general comments like you'll hear the do better or needs improvement. Kasi parang they might confuse kung ano yung kailangan nilang i-improve. Instead, you tell the students kung paano niya i-improve or kung ano yung i-improve niya. For example here, add more examples to support your answer or check your spelling in the second paragraph. Here, it is specific feedback, helps students know what exactly to fix. The fourth one here is end with encouragement. So finish your feedback with positive words that motivates the student kasi it tells them na kapag nagkamali sila, they can still do better next time. For example here, write, "You're improving, keep practicing, and you'll get even better." So this leaves a positive feeling and builds motivations. We have here the example of written feedback. The first one needs improvement. It doesn't tell the student kung ano yung kailangan niyang improve or kailangan niyang i-fix. The second one is specific. It says kung ano yung kailangan niyang improve or kung paano niya i-improve ito. And it also starts positively. That's why it's constructive. So we have here another type of feedback which is the oral feedback. Nangyari lang yung oral feedback kapag yung teacher is directly talk to the work of students and it can be during the activity or right after it. So it says here that this kind of feedback is quick and personal because the teacher and students can talk about the work immediately. For example here, after a student's presentation, a teacher might say, "You spoke clearly and confidently. Just try to make more eye contact with your audience next time." So that's oral feedback. It's given by speaking and not by writing. The first strategy here is give feedback right after the activity. So it is best to give oral feedback kapag as soon as yung activity is na-end na so that yung student is maalala pa nila kung ano yung ginawa nila. It says here that when feedback is quick, students can connect your comments to their performance and improve faster. So the second one is use a calm and respectful tone. So the tone of our voice is very important even if yung words natin are good but yung tone natin is wrong, that would make the feedback sound harsh. So it says here that when you speak calmly and kindly, student will listen and feel respected. For example here, instead of saying in a strict voice, for example, "You're wrong," you can calmly say that, "That's a good try. Let's check the correct answer together." So the third one here is focus on the work, not the person. Simply says here that talk about the student's work, not their personality because feedback is about their task, not about who the student is. Minsan kasi may mga students na na-feedbackan sila ng personalan and nakaka-hurt ng feelings. So we should not do that. So this prevent them from feeling embarrassed or hurt. So the fourth one here is allow student to ask or respond. Hindi naman dapat na lagi na lang yung teacher ang nagsasalita. We should let the students talk and ask question after hearing the feedback. It says here that feedback should be two-way communication. Kapag yung students are allowed to respond, of course, they can explain their side, ask for help, and clarify kung ano pa yung kailangan nilang i-improve. So lastly, balance praise and advice. Of course, yung feedback po baga is dapat hindi lahat puro negative, hindi lahat puro positive. It should have both. So start with by praising them, of course, to make them feel more confident. And yung susunod niyan is you give advice, of course, for them to grow. For example, here is you say that you explain the topic well, but next time, try to organize your ideas more clearly. So this way po baga, the student feel appreciated but still guided to improve.
We have here the example of oral feedback. The wrong one is, you didn't do it right. The correct one is, you did well explaining your answer. Next time, speak a little louder so everyone can hear you. So yung the wrong one sounds like a blame, parang it focuses only on the mistakes. So the right one is start with praise and adds a kind suggestion. So this helps the student feel guided and not scolded. We have here how to give constructive feedback. Of course, the first one is be positive. Always find something good to mention. The second one is be specific. Tell exactly what needs to change. The third one is be respectful. Use kind and professional language. The fourth one is focus on improvement. Of course, you guide them to do better next time. And then lastly, encourage confidence. Make students feel capable of improving.